Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today my group and I will be presenting on the topic Malaysia Airlines Unethical Issues for our ethics subject. This presentation will focus on real-world ethical concerns involving one of Malaysia's most well-known companies, Malaysia Airlines, also known as MAS. This assignment is prepared by myself, Nur Adlin Shazira binti Muhammad Fauzian, together with Putri Nur Zahira and Alisha Batrisha. Each of us will be covering different parts of the topic throughout this video. Here's an overview of our presentation. We will begin with the company background, followed by its structure, vision and mission, and activities. Then, we will focus on the main part, the list of unethical issues faced by Malaysia Airlines. Later slides will also discuss the impacts and recommendations, but for now, I'll be covering the first few sections. Malaysia Airlines, or MAS, is the national airline of Malaysia. It was first established in 1947 under the name Malayan Airways and rebranded to Malaysia Airlines in 1972. Currently, it's owned by the Malaysian government through Khazanah Nasional. The airline operates both domestic and international flights, and its main hub is at Kuala Lumpur International Airport, or KLIA. Next, let's look at the organizational structure of Malaysia Airlines. As a government-linked company, MAS is owned by Khazanah Nasional, which is Malaysia's sovereign wealth fund. The company is led by a group CEO who oversees different departments including flight operations, commercial and marketing, customer service, finance, human resources. Each of these departments plays an important role in making sure the airline operates smoothly, both on the ground and in the air. However, even with this structure in place, MAS has faced several challenges, especially when it comes to management decisions during crisis, which we will explore shortly under unethical issues. Let's look at the company's vision and mission. Malaysia Airlines' vision is to become Asia's leading travel and aviation services group. Its mission is to provide safe, reliable and excellent services to customers while continuously improving the flying experience. This sounds great in theory, but later we will see where the company failed to live up to these ideals. Now we move to the activities of the company. Malaysia Airlines is a full-service airline. Besides flights, it also offers services like cargo transportation, holiday packages, in-flight amenities, aircraft maintenance, aviation training and ground handling at airports. These services support both the tourism and logistics sectors across different markets. Now, let's move into the core of our presentation, the unethical issues. Two main issues were identified in this case. First, poor handling of the MH370 victim families' privacy. Second, misuse or waste of public funds. These two issues sparked public outrage and raised many ethical concerns, which will be explained by my friends in detail in the next part.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Putri Nur Zahira. So in this video, I will be covering 3 key points about Malaysia Airlines, mishandling of MH370 notifications, and finally, I will highlight the impact this issue that had on the company. So now let's talk about one of the most criticized ethical issue involving Malaysia Airlines, which how they handle the notification to the family of MH370 victims. In March 2014, after days of uncertainty, Malaysia Airlines sent an SMS to the victims' families, informing them that the flight was presumed lost and that no one had survived it. This is the actual that was, if you guys can see at the slide, this is the actual message that was saying, Malaysia Airlines deeply regrets that we have to assume beyond any reasonable doubt that MH370 has been lost and that no one those on board survived it. The family received this message before any formal press announcement by the Prime Minister, and many were left confused, heartbroken, and shocked. This method was widely seen as cold, impersonal, and deeply insensitive, especially in such a tragic moment. The impact of the issue on the company, the first one is reputational damage. People around the world criticized Malaysia Airlines for being unempathic and unprofessional. So the second one is emotional harm to families. So many families felt disrespected and trauma by the way the message was delivered. Third one is loss of public trust. Customer confidence dropped and the brand suffered major image damage. One is financial loss, which is in 2014 alone, the airlines recorded over 1.17 billion ringgit in losses and had to undergo a major restructuring, including job cuts and changes in leadership. This show us that one per ethical decision or issues, especially in a crisis, can lead to serious financial, emotional, and reputational consequences for the company.
So this is the evidence from trusted sources. This issue was confirmed by several trusted media outlets. According to Insight Edition 2014, Malaysia Airlines notified a family of the MH370 tragedy through a text message, and this sparked global outrage. Another major ethical concern was the misuse of public funds and poor financial transparency. So, the second issue is waste of public funds. For many years, Malaysia Airlines recorded heavy losses even though it received large amount of financial aid from the Malaysian government through Khazanah Nasional. In 2014, Khazanah introduced a 12-point recovery plan which involved injecting 6 billion ringgit into the airline, but the problem was there was no clear explanation on how this money was spent. A report showed that some procurement contracts were given without fair tenders, and there were cases of overspending on aircraft, interiors and luxury items that didn't help profitability. Worse, there were allegations that certain contracts were awarded to cronies, which raised questions about the cronyism and corruption. So this is the impact on the company. The impact of this issue was serious and long-term. So the first is loss of public trust. Malaysians began to question if their taxes were being wasted. The second is massive job cuts. As a part of the restructuring, 6,000 employees were laid off, affecting lower-level workers the most. The third is rebranding effort. The original Malaysia Airlines was shut down and replaced with the new company under Malaysia Aviation Group. The fourth is reputation damage. The airline was seen as inefficient and poorly governed, which hurt its brand image globally. So in the end, weak financial governance didn't just hurt the company internally, but it affected its people, the public, and the country image. So, this is the evidence from trusted sources. This issue was highlighted in Khazanah Official Recovery Plan published in 2014 August. It confirmed that billions in public funds were being used to restructure Malaysia Airlines. In addition, Reuters reported that the internal audits revealed signs of financial leakages and inefficiencies, especially before the 2015 restructuring. These sources confirmed that the company was not only facing losses but also lacked accountability in managing taxpayer money.
So, in conclusion, this mishandling of the MH370 notification highlights the importance of ethics in crisis communication. Companies must not only manage business operation well, but also need to treat people with dignity, especially in the moment of the loss. Malaysia Airlines structure may be strong, but this case reminds us that leadership must be guided by both strategy and compassion.
Hi, my name is Alisha Vijusha.
So for this slide, I will share the recommendations regarding the issues mentioned earlier by the previous presenter. First, we recommend that following the MH370 tragedy and repeated financial bailouts, Malaysia Airlines should strengthen accountability, transparency, and crisis management protocols to rebuild trust with public and operate in line with ethical and Islamic values. In Surah Al-Baqarah verse 283 says, "And do not conceal testimony, for whoever conceals it, his heart is indeed sinful." Also in Surah An-Nisa verse 58 says, "Indeed, Allah commands you to render trust to whom they are due, and when you judge between people to judge with justice." Other than that, we recommend the government and Malaysia Airlines should create a clear, fair, and transparent compensation system for the MH370 victims' family. This will ensure public funds are used properly and directly benefit those affected rather than being wasted on unnecessary administrative expenses. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala says in Surah Al-Anfal, verse 27, "O you who believe, do not betray Allah and the Messenger, and do not betray your trust while you know this consequence." This verse reminds all believers to uphold their responsibilities and not to misuse or betray the trust given to them. It emphasized the importance of integrity in managing any entrusted resource, including public funds, meant to support the victim's family so that justice and fairness are maintained. In conclusion, addressing the tragedy of MH370 requires not only providing emotional and financial support to the victims' families, but also ensuring the public funds are managed with integrity and accountability. By implementing transparent compensation frameworks, improving crisis communication, and strengthening governance in government-linked companies, Malaysia can restore public trust and prevent the misuse of taxpayers' money in the future. These recommendations aim to honor the victims, support their loved ones, and promote responsible financial management for the benefits of all Malaysians.